Hey BookTube, it's Jackie. Welcome back. If you're new to me, hi, my name is Jackie. I sit on my floor and I talk about books. So I really hope that's why you're here, because that's what's going to happen. If you're not new to me, welcome back. I'm glad to have you here. And today I'm going to go over my February book haul. These are all the books that I acquired in the month of February. It's not as big as the month of January, which is okay. February was a smaller month and I had less paychecks. It comes right down to it. So without further ado, my windows are open, so I'm hearing the noises outside. It's such a beautiful day here. It's amazing. But without further ado, we're just get right into the book haul. The first book I have here is one that's already made its appearance on my channel, and that is Walter D. Meyer's Fallen Angels. I read this in February as my deterrent challenge from my husband. It was for the challenge of reading his favorite book from high school. We did not own it, so I bought it. It's not something I'm probably ever going to go back to again. Let's just be honest about it. I think I gave it like a 3-star. It wasn't bad, but it's just not for me. But I'm really glad that I own it and it's represented in my collection, because although most of these books are mine, I'm the bigger reader in the house, I still want our book collection, our library, to reflect my husband as well, because he does have his own personal tastes. So I'm very glad that his favorite book from high school now has a home on our shelves. The next book I got was Barbarian Alien by Ruby Dixon. This is the second installment in the Ice Planet Barbarian series. So I gave the first one a 3, but my book club loved it so much that they already carried on the series. So I had a feeling I was going to be asked to read more in the series later on. So I went and picked up the second one, and I actually put it on my March TBR for my Greek Godathon as a possible, if I could, once I got through my team's challenges, to go into the other team. So I didn't hate the book. It was just a little bit far-fetched for me, but after having my book club with my girls, I'm kind of thinking that maybe I jumped the gun just a little too soon on the challenge, or on the ranking, that maybe I should give it another try. So I'm glad I got the second one so I can give it another shot. And this is also the second installment of the special edition covers. I do not know if they're re-releasing the whole series with the special edition covers. I think it'd be really cool, because I like these covers a lot more than the original covers. These are a lot more interesting looking. And this book follows Liz, who is one of the girls that is abducted. And this is her story. So you meet her in the first book. She doesn't really have a big part, but she's got kind of a decent sized one, or nah, really not decent. She's got a part, she's memorable, but she is the next one in the second installment. So I'm kind of anxious to hear her story, because my girls and my book club kind of dropped some spoilers that I would really like this book more than the other one, because I would relate more to the character of Liz. She resembles me more in personality. So who knows, maybe this will be the one that hooks me on the series, and I will get past the language barrier and the fact that they're anatomically correct. If a 7-foot blue alien with tails and horns is completely genetically adept to anatomically adept to satisfy an American woman. That maybe this will be the book that gets me over that. I don't know. We'll find out. The next book I picked up, I'm really excited about, is Scarlett St. Clair's King of Battle and Blood. This is Adrian, and I think it's pronounced Isolde, or I'm not quite for sure how you pronounce that word. But this is the first installment of Monster and Muses series. I think that's what it's going to be called. And the second one comes out in December. So I'm really, really pumped about this. I love Scarlett St. Clair. She's the author of the Touch of Darkness series, Hades and Persephone's retelling, that I am just gushing about and I just love. So I'm really, really pumped about this one. It almost got picked as my book club book for April, or for March. It almost got picked, but we decided to go with something else. So you will see that in my wrap up. Sorry guys. But it almost got there. But I'm really pumped that I have it, and I'm really excited to give this a chance, because I love Scarlett St. Clair's writing. I love her Hades and Persephone retelling, so I'm really pumped to get into this series and have like 2 active series going from her. I will be super, super stoked. The next book I picked up was M.A. Carrick's Masque of Mirrors. I don't really know much about this book except what's on the back, which I'll read. Fortune favors the bold, the magic favors the liars. Ren is a con artist who has come to the sparkling city of Nozdra with one goal, to trick her way into a noble house, securing her fortune and her sister's future. But her masquerade is just one of many, and as corrupt nighttime... I can't read today. As a corrupt nightmare magic begins to weave its way through the city of dreams, the poisonous feuds of its nobility and the shadowy dangers of its impoverished underbelly become tangled with Ren at its heart. I just thought that sounded fascinating, and I love this cover. So, when I went to Barnes & Noble, I found the sequel to this, The Liar's Knot, and I was like, this cover's awesome, this sounds good. So, I checked Goodreads to make sure, because it looked like a series sort of thing, to make sure it was the first book. It was not. They did not have the first book. This is something I find that happens at Barnes & Noble all the time. I will go and I will find a book and it sounds awesome. The cover looks fantastic. The character sounds really good. I'll read some reviews on Goodreads and then I will ultimately find out that it's the second in the series. And of course, I'm like, okay, well, I really want to read this book, but they don't have the first book. So I'm like, God damn it. Now I gotta go find the first book and wait. So when I went to Barnes & Noble and I saw The Liar's Knot, that exact thing happened to me. So about 4 months later, I went back and they actually had the first one. I was floored. I was so happy. I immediately grabbed it. It was the only copy. I was like, mine. Have no idea when I'm going to read it, but it's mine now. Because it never happens that they have the first book. I always end up having to buy the first book online and then go back and get the second one. And I want to support physical shops, not just always online shopping. I do a lot of online shopping, but I do like to support physical stores. And I also like walking in bookstores. It's a very nice experience. The next book I got was this guy. This is Vox Machina, Kith and Kin. A kind of a companion book to the Critical Role series. So there is this series on Amazon Prime called Vox Machina, which from what I understand is a animated campaign of a YouTube series called Critical Role that is literally a bunch of people playing D&D, but it's so funny and so comical that some producer saw it and decided to animate it and make it a TV show. And my husband found it, thought it was hysterical, showed it to me. We finished it in one sitting, and it was awesome. So literally the day after I finished that, I went to Barnes & Noble and I found this randomly sitting on a shelf. And I was like, oh my God, I gotta buy this. And top it all off, it's not a graphic novel. It's an actual regular book. So I'm really, really pumped about this. And from what I understand, this is pre-Vox Machina. So these are the two characters, Vex and... I can't remember the other one's name. Vex and Vox, maybe. Vex and Vax. That's the names. Sorry. Vex and Vax. They are half-elf twins, and they're kind of the leaders of the Vox Machina group. But this is their story pre the gathering of Vox Machina. So, really pumped. I don't really play a lot of D&D, but the few times I've encountered my husband playing D&D, I like the storylines the DMs create. So this is more up my alley for it. So I'm really, really pumped about this. I have no idea when I'm going to read it, but I'm really excited. The next book I got was Sarah J. Maas, A Crescent City, House of Earth and Blood. I did not buy this when it first came out because I have never read a Sarah J. Maas book before. My sister's a really big fan of her, but I have never read her before. I didn't read... My goddaughter is a huge fan of the Throne of Glass series and the Court of Thorn and Roses. But I've never actually sat down and read her series. And I really wanted to. And I know the other series are complete, so I probably could have started with one of those, but I kind of wanted to get in on the ground floor of a newer series. And all of our other series are fairly long. So I thought, okay, I'm going to get this one and I'm going to give it a shot because the new one just came out in February. And it looked awesome and I wanted to read it. So I picked up this one to read, as well as the sequel, House of Sky and Breath, the sequel in the Crescent City novel. So I have seen mixed reviews on YouTube right now about this book. So I'm kind of like, YouTubers that I do respect and I follow are not happy with this. And so I'm a little leery about it, but the same YouTubers just rave about this one. So I think it's going to be one of those series that you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it, or this second book is just going to fall under the second book curse of the second book's just never that good. You have all the world building, all the startup in the first one, which draws you in, it sucks you in, and then you have to actually start telling the story in the second one, and you kind of fall a little bit on that one. I've seen a lot of sequels do that. So, but this woman has 2 famous, amazing series from what I've been told under her belt. So I don't know, maybe it just wasn't a hit for them, because not every book's going to be a hit, even if you love the author. So I hope to read these soon, but obviously they're huge. But those are all the books that I got this month, or in February, because I'm filming this like the end of the first week of March. The reason it took so long to film this is because I did buy some more books on Book Outlet, but my order got delayed, so they're not going to be coming in until next week. So I'll just do an independent book haul for them by themselves in the middle of March, and I won't include them into my March book haul because they were bought in February, but I didn't actually receive them until March because of delay in orders with all the snowstorms that we've had. So that's what I've got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a lot shorter than my normal videos, so yeah, you guys get a breather from me. But I do appreciate all the support and everything that you have shown me, and I hope you enjoy the books I got. And if you've read any of these, let me know. Let me know what you think, especially about these, because they're so divided right now. Let me know. Maybe I'll wait a little bit to kind of get my feet a little bit wet. And if anybody has read this, please let me know. I've never seen this book on YouTube at all, so I would love to hear something about it. And if you've seen the series Vox Machina, it's amazing. If you've not, go to Amazon Prime and watch it. You will not regret that show. It is hilarious. And even if you don't play D&D, which I do understand the concept of it, but I don't play it, so I don't really get involved. You will not miss out on anything. It is hilarious. But if you play D&D, you're going to know when that guy rolled a 1 on an agility toss, or you're going to know when the DM had to switch modes because your party decided to go do something fucking stupid. Like, you will know, and it makes the show even better. So that's all I got for you guys today. Have a good one. Stay safe, and I will see you guys all soon with the next video. And if you're partaking in the Greek Godathon, keep up the great work. Go Team Chaos. Thumbs up, and I will see you guys all soon. Bye.